Most people think that if they just change their environment, their problems will magically disappear. A new city, a new country, a fresh start. It sounds great, right? Pack your bags, leave everything behind, and reinvent yourself. Trust me, I thought the same thing. I've lived in more than 10 countries over the past decade, working remotely, exploring new places, meeting new people, and every single time, I convinced myself that this move would be different, that this time I'd finally feel fulfilled, that this place would be the one where I'd finally find happiness, love, and inner peace. But no matter where I went, I always took one thing with me, myself. And all the emotional baggage I was trying to outrun, yes, that came with me too. It took me years to realize that changing my location wasn't the answer. Changing myself was. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why. For most of my life, I was always looking for an escape. I tell myself, once I move somewhere new, I'd finally be happy. Once I start fresh, everything will change. Once I leave this place, I'll leave my problems behind too. And once I meet the right guy, I'll feel whole. Yeah? And so I ran and chased from one country to the other, from one city to the next, from one relationship to the other, from Europe to South America to Canada, from busy cities to quiet beach towns. But here's what I learned the hard way. Your problems don't disappear just because you do. Your patterns, your insecurities, your limiting beliefs, they don't get left at the airport. They follow you. And no matter how far you go, you always take yourself with you. I didn't realize I was repeating a pattern. Every time I moved somewhere new, I felt excited at first. A new culture, a new lifestyle, a chance to reinvent myself. But after a while, the same old feelings would creep in. The same self-doubt, the same relationship struggles, the same emotional patterns. I thought I was searching for freedom, but really, I was just running away from myself. And every time things got hard, my first instinct was to leave and go to the next country. But the problem was never the place. It was never the people. It was never the city or the job or the external circumstances. The problem was the baggage I was carrying inside. And until I faced that, no destination in the world was going to change how I felt about myself. And hey, if you're watching this, chances are you're tired of surface level connections. You want something real. You want a love that lasts. And I get it. The gay dating scene can feel exhausting. Apps, ghosting, endless casual encounters. It's easy to feel like genuine connection is impossible. But here's the truth. Finding lasting love isn't always about luck. It's about knowing how to create it. That's why I wrote Beyond the Hookup, 10 Secrets to Find Lasting Love. It's a guide to help you move past fleeting connections and start building the kind of relationship you truly deserve. And this isn't just another dating manual. This is really about transformation. Get clear on what you actually want to find in a partner. Break unhealthy patterns that keep you stuck. Learn how to attract emotionally available partners. And discover the mindset shifts that lead to deep, lasting connection. Because love isn't about chasing, it's about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts it. And if you're ready to stop settling for situationships and start building something real, grab your copy now. It's only $17, and trust me, it's going to change the way you approach dating. Click the link in the description below and get your copy now. Because you deserve more than just another hookup. You deserve real love. Let's move on. So that's the thing about avoiding your inner world. It follows you everywhere. You can move to a new country, switch jobs, change your routine, but if you're still carrying the same old wounds, the same unprocessed emotions, and the same self-limiting beliefs, you really won't change anything at all, right? You really won't change. And this is why people who feel lonely in one place often feel lonely everywhere. Because loneliness isn't just about location, it's about connection with yourself. People who struggle with confidence in one job often struggle in the next because self-doubt isn't tied to a company. It's tied to self-worth, which is obviously inside of you. And people who keep repeating the same relationship patterns will find the same issues no matter where they live. Because the problem isn't only the dating pool, it's what you're unconsciously attracted to. And for the longest time, I thought my environment was the problem, but my environment was just a mirror. And if I really wanted to change my life, I had to stop switching locations and start looking within. And here's what I need you to understand. Your environment can definitely inspire change and give you a new perspective, but it cannot create it for you. That part, that's your job, huh? And here's how you actually start changing your life, no matter where you are. Step number 1, ask yourself what you're running from. Before you pack your bags and chase a fresh start, pause. Ask yourself, what am I hoping will be different in this new place? What emotional baggage am I carrying with me? Am I running towards something or away from something? Because a new destination won't fix an old problem. And if you're just escaping, you'll keep repeating the same patterns, just with a different backdrop. Step number 2, do the inner work first, then change your environment. Moving somewhere new can be powerful. It can give you a new perspective. It can push you out of your comfort zone. It can challenge your old ways of thinking. But a real transformation starts inside. That means facing the emotions you've been avoiding, healing the wounds that keep showing up in your relationships, letting go of the patterns that keep you stuck. Because when you do that, you won't need to run anymore. You'll be at peace no matter where you are. Step number 3, become the person you want to be. Now, a lot of people think that they need to move somewhere new to be a new version of themselves. But here's a thought. Why not become that person right now? If you want to feel more confident, start working on self-worth today, self-love, huh? And if you want to attract better relationships, start with embracing yourself and treat yourself amazingly. And if you want to feel at peace, start practicing stillness today. Because the truth is, happiness isn't a place, it's a state of being. And the more you cultivate that internally, the less you feel the need to chase it externally. So many of us believe that a fresh start will fix everything, but a fresh start means nothing if you bring the same old version of yourself to the table, right? So instead of asking, where should I go next, which I've also done before, start asking, who do I need to become? Because when you change on the inside, your outer world has no choice but to shift. This is why I started this channel, because I know what it's like to feel restless, to feel like something is missing, but not knowing how to fix it, to keep chasing happiness in new places, new experiences, new distractions, and also know what it's like to finally stop running and start healing. So if this message resonated with you, subscribe, because this is just the beginning. On this channel, I go deep. We talk about breaking free from old patterns, healing emotional wounds, creating deeper, more meaningful relationships with the outer world, but also with yourself, building a life that actually fulfills you, because your best life doesn't start somewhere new. It starts with you. So drop a comment below and tell me, what's one belief, pattern, or fear you've carried with you, no matter where you've gone? Because awareness is the first step to real change. And remember, it's not about where you go, it's about who you are when you get there. And that's where the real magic happens. See you next time. Bye-bye.